one for Johnny Johnson. He's coming up. Now, when you get on that sideline, you have to unload on Peyton because you know he's going to unload on you. And that's what Johnson's saying. I just can't stand there and let him unload on me. Now watch Walter as he comes up there just before he goes out of bounds. Watch him now. He switches the ball. Now he's going to unload with that right arm. So Johnson has to get his load ready to go load to load. And the fans boo when you do that.
Tough to stop it.
Well, you got to. If a guy's loading up on you, you got to load up on him or you go backwards.
And you better bring a bigger load.
What's going on, everyone? Today is December 29th of 2021. Just thought I'd share my favorite audio clip of John Madden here to kick this video off. That was from the 1985 NFC Championship game back in January of '86. So welcome back to the channel. Today is December 29th, 2021. And in this video, we're going to discuss the numerology and astrology of the passing of John Madden, the NFL legend. Perhaps no name is as synonymous with any sport as Madden is with football. And this, of course, can be credited to the John Madden football series, a video game series, the exclusive series of the NFL now, as it's been for the last 10 or 12 years or so. Now, the news says that John Madden's death was unexpected. However, people who follow this channel know that as recently as November 30th, I did a super stream, and during that video, I discussed why it was likely that John Madden was going to die within the next year, and how it would be a riddle connected to the scripted entry of the Raiders into Super Bowl 57. Now, whether or not the Raiders actually go to the Super Bowl next season is yet to be known, but the script is there for them to go. And sure enough, within 4 weeks of me making this video, now Madden has passed away. This super stream, by the way, linked down below. Just last month, we had the death of a Raiders player named Steve Smith. And this was a man who blocked for both Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen during his time with the Raiders. And his death fell on the same exact day that Bo Jackson made the cover of Madden. So we knew that this was probably a clue to Madden's upcoming death. And sure enough, about a month later, we got it. What makes this so intriguing, however, is that Madden passed away on the same day as former Senate Democrat leader Harry Reid. And Harry Reid was born in the state of Nevada, where the Raiders currently play. And in fact, he represented Nevada in the Senate for a long, long time. So how strange that a Las Vegas senator dies the same day as John Madden, who I said last month would die in connection to a Las Vegas Super Bowl. Madden died just 3 days after a documentary about him aired on Fox, which is a pretty alarming coincidence. Furthermore, Harry Reid died exactly 2 weeks after McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas was renamed after him. So this was renamed on December 14th, and Harry Reid died just 2 weeks later. Now, when we talk about airports, we're talking about hubs of travel. And in ancient Greek mythology, the god of travelers was Mercury. And Mercury was venerated for a number of reasons. Another major one of which is that he was considered to be the god of messaging and communication. Mercury was often seen with the winged caduceus. He's akin to the Roman god Hermes. I'm sorry, the Greek god Hermes. This is Roman mythology we're looking at. But think about how messaging and communication is significant to John Madden, who for 25 years was tasked with explaining the world's most technical sport to a worldwide audience. Now, the planet Mercury has an orbital period of 88 days, And on top of that, the magic square of Mercury is made up of an 8 by 8 grid. So the number 88, very important to Mercury. Using the standard alphabetic order, where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way through Z as 26, we call this simple English Gematria. And in this form, John Madden summed to 88. Furthermore, his full name, John Earl Madden, sums to 888. And this large number cipher we call Jewish or Latin Gematria. And this cipher, based on the ancient Latin alphabetic order, really the primary large number cipher that I teach on this channel. The first ever John Madden football game was released in the year 88. The release date was June 1st, which falls in the time of Gemini. And in astrology, Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. The other sign that's ruled by Mercury on the zodiac is Virgo. And during the time of Virgo is when the NFL season begins. At, the beginning or mid of each September. Now again, this is all connected to the Las Vegas Raiders. And notice how Las Vegas has gematria of 86 and 130. Now in numerology, for all intents and purposes, this 130 represents the number 103. John Madden happened to win 103 games during his NFL coaching career. If you measure to his next birthday, you'll find that Madden died 103 days before his 86th birthday. Notice how Mercury sums to 103 in ordinal and 86 in the reverse alphabetic order. Furthermore, in English Gematria, which uses the current 26-letter alphabet on the right side of your screen, Mercury sums to 1228, and December 28th, 1228 was the date that he died. On top of this, notice how Mercury sums to 41 in reverse reduction. This is the same value as the name Madden in the standard alphabetic order, 41. John Madden was born on 4/10, the date written, April 10th, the date written 4/10, like 41. Now, Mercury, historically, is closely associated with Jesus. And once again, I linked to a post by Rambo over at the Gematria Effect. I'm not going to try to do a post better than what he's done, highlighting the relationship, the esoteric connection between Jesus and Mercury. But it's very strong. And I point this out because in Latin or Jewish Gematria, Jesus the Messiah sums to 1331. And this is a heavily significant number I talk about quite commonly on this channel. But notice how what happens when you measure from the birthdays of John Madden over to Harry Reid's. You get exactly 1,331 days. Now this brings us to the next part of the riddle. Once again, Fox just happened to air a documentary called All Madden 3 days before his death. And of course, Christmas Day, which is the date that this aired, is when we typically, traditionally, celebrate the birthday of Jesus. Notice how in this same method, Christmas sums to 411. John Madden not only died 411 days before Super Bowl 57, which I believe is scripted for the Raiders, but he also died 4 months and 11 days after the birthday of John Gruden, the recent embattled Raiders head coach who had to step down earlier this season due to emails that surfaced that suggested he was racist or homophobic or whatever. And just think about the connections between John Madden, the most beloved coach in Raiders history, John, his last name ends with Den, And then you get another John, whose last name ends with Den. Gruden and Madden were born exactly 9,990 days apart. This documentary that aired was called All Madden, which equals 66 and upside down 99. This is a significant number to the NFL, whose first Super Bowl was played after the 66 season. In fact, this brings us to Senator Harry Reid, dying the same day as John Madden. Notice how he has the 90 and 99 Gematria. This number is an upside-down 666, which is connected to the sun, or the magic square of the sun, which is symbolic of the Son of God, Jesus Christ. And just think about how this riddle plays, right? Jesus was resurrected into heaven 3 days after the crucifixion, on the third day, right? Well, then Madden dies 3 days after his documentary aired on Christmas. Recall that Christmas fell 3 days after the release of Matrix Resurrections, which is the topic of my last video on my channel. And in that video, I discuss at length how this was significant because Aaron Rodgers, who dressed up as a Keanu Reeves character for Halloween this year, broke Brett Favre's all-time touchdown record for the Green Bay Packers on Christmas Day, 3 days after the release of Resurrections. The record that Aaron Rodgers broke was previously held by Brett Favre. And Brett Favre was born in the year 1969. And look how old Favre was on the date that Rodgers broke his record. 19,069 days. Well, you may remember that John Madden was kind of notorious for his love of Brett Favre. He was always gushing about Brett Favre during the broadcasts. And I found it interesting that Madden became the head coach of the Raiders in 1969, the same year that Favre was born. Further connecting Madden to John Gruden is that Madden died 232 days before John Gruden's next birthday. And he also died 232 days after the birthday of Pat Summerall, who was John Madden's broadcast partner for most of his career. And notice how in English Gematria, the name John Madden, summing to 232. So let's talk about another very significant number to Madden's passing yesterday. John Madden Football, released in '88, first came out on the date June 1st. Again, this was the time of Gemini. June 1st is, of course, the date written 6/1, like the number 61. Yesterday, John Madden died on a date with primary, or standard numerology, as I call it, of 61. And notice how 61 is the value of Madden's full name, John Earl Madden, 61. His documentary aired on Christmas, which is 61. This is all connected to the Las Vegas Raiders, 61. Their quarterback is even Derek Carr, which equals 61. And then Madden died on the same day as Harry Reid, which equals 61. Now, Madden only won one Super Bowl during his NFL career, and that was Super Bowl 11. Notice how Super Bowl 11 also has this gematria of 61. '61 is a prime number, divisible only by 1 and itself. 61 is the 18th prime number. 18, of course, the sum of 666, which we poked at earlier. But notice how John Madden's team won this game by 18 points. And then he would end up dying on a date with 18 numerology. Now, isn't this score very strange, right? 32-14. You don't see this score very often in the NFL. And in order to get this number, the Raiders had to miss 2 extra points in the game. So what's so significant about these numbers, 32 and 14? Well, again, consider that John Madden Football is the exclusive video game of the NFL. And in Gematria, NFL has this value of 32 and 14, like the score of the game that Madden won. National Football League, the NFL's full name when spelled out, sums to 85. And, of course, John Madden, dead at the age of 85. I mean, is this guy even really dead? Did someone kill him off 3 days after Christmas? Who really knows? The fact is, we don't know. And anybody who tells you they do is probably full of it. Now, whether it's synchronicity or something more nefarious, there's another layer connected to John Madden's death. Now, consider how the Raiders, for nearly half a century, were owned by Al Davis, who was actually one of the Raiders' head coaches before John Madden. So the name Davis is sort of synonymous with the Raiders. And if I'm not mistaken, his son still owns the team. I could be wrong. I forget. But consider that one day before John Madden died, a former Raiders player who won 2 Super Bowls with the team in the 1980s, named Bruce Davis, passed away. Look at this, December 27th, one day before Madden died. A 2-time Super Bowl winner with the Raiders passing away. What are the odds, you ask? Well, to make this even stranger, notice how the name Bruce Davis sums to 41 and 104. These are intriguingly the same numbers that you get when you type in Madden. 41 and 104. Remember, these are the 2 numbers that connect to Madden's birthday, April 10th, written 410 or 10-4. And if you include the end date, Madden died 104 days before his own birthday. This would mean that Bruce Davis also dead 104 days before Madden's birthday. If you instead measure from Madden's last birthday, you get this interesting number of 263. And this 263 stuck out to me because if you measure from the original release date of John Madden Football, you get another 263. Now, 263 is another prime number. That would be the 56th prime number. And the number 56 is highly significant here as well. Consider, in fact, how the next Super Bowl, which is played in February, will be Super Bowl 56. So, yeah, we've been talking a lot about Super Bowl 57, and I know that this is definitely connected to Super Bowl 57, but there's also some riddles connected to Super Bowl 56, so hear me out. Madden's next birthday, which we just measured to, falls on a date with 56 numerology. And this Raiders player who just died before John Madden was born in the year 56. You may recall how last month a Raiders wide receiver was involved in a fatal car crash. That man was Henry Ruggs, and it happened 56 days before John Madden died. He died the same day as Harry Reid, which equals 56. John Madden was the winner of Super Bowl 11, which has that 56 gematria as well. And if you measure from the date that John Madden died to the next Super Bowl, you get 47 days. And notice how John equals 47, so does John Madden, 47. Now, we talked a little bit about the number 61. So let me scroll back up and just review this quickly because I want to talk about how this number is connected to the moon. So the name John equals 61. So does John Earl Madden. And he died on a date with 61 numerology. Madden NFL first released on June 1st, like 61. The 61st prime number is 283. And in Latin or Jewish Gematria, this connects to the moon. The moon sums to 283. We also pointed out this significant connection with 666 and 999. Well, the ultimate number connected to the moon is 666, which essentially has the same gematria. 283, 2083, the same numerology. Now, Super Bowl 57 is extremely significant to the moon. Notice how the word moon sums to 57 in the alphabetic order. In Hebrew Gematria, the moon sums to 223. See this? And Super Bowl 57 is played in the year 2023. In fact, the Super Bowl even falls on the date leaving 322 days in the year. It'll be exactly 3,220 days after Derek Carr was drafted, and it's also 322 days after Derek Carr's birthday. There's so much 223 with this date. I mean, you'll also see how Super Bowl 57 falls on a date with 57 numerology. This game is so connected with the moon, it's outrageous. I even touched on that in my super stream where I talked about John Madden. Also in Hebrew Gematria, notice how Las Vegas, Nevada has this same value of 223. So the Raiders, again, look to be playing in the Super Bowl in that year. All right. I don't know if I have much more to add. The 78, I guess, does stand out because this guy, Bruce Davis, he wore number 78 for the Raiders. Or maybe not. Maybe it was 79. I take that back. That was kind of a stretch anyway. But again, there's a couple links down below. My super stream from last month where I talk about Madden and this deep Super Bowl riddle with 56 and 57. The Cowboys and Raiders both playing into this. It looks like the Cowboys are going this year, but you know, the Packers have some interesting riddles as well. I still like the Cowboys, though. You know, they just scored 56 points on the same day that the director of Dallas Buyers Club died. And I should probably bring this post up. I didn't do a video on this. But just this past week, on the 26th, the director of Dallas Buyers Club, which is a cowboy film, passed away. And this movie was released in 13. And the number 13 is all the rage with the Cowboys this year. Completely. In fact, it's why I think they're going to the Super Bowl. So the director of this film died 50 days before the Super Bowl. His name equals 50. Dallas equals 49. Super Bowl 49. Without the end date, he died 49 days before the Super Bowl. This man was 58 years old. Look at how star equals 58 and 50. His death fell 56 days after the anniversary of the film's release, on the same day that the Cowboys scored 56 points. Is this really a clue for the Cowboys going to Super Bowl 56? It almost feels too obvious. So yeah, all these posts can be found at my blog, which is linked below. All right, guys, I think that'll do it for this video. Of course, there's always more. Madden's death is really one of the biggest deaths in the NFL in a long time, so there's going to be other things that are connected that were not covered in this video, but I just wanted to touch on the key elements of synchronicity and astrology, as, you know, I always think those are the most fascinating. So thanks to everybody for jumping in live, whether you're watching it live or archived. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Much love, peace, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.